Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Welcome if you're new. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for your support and welcome into this video today, where I'm going to be doing a really relaxed, really cool down talk with you guys all about love, okay? And how we can actually really go ahead and benefit from the vibration of love and benefit from the frequency and that state of awareness of having love inside of your life, okay? And the steps to do that. And overall, just like, I'm going to be giving like the simple steps and the simple things that you can do in order to feel more love inside of your life, okay? So yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you, lovely Nubian Queen. Peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to everyone. Peace and blessings, Gail Lockett. Thank you all for tuning in, okay? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, I'm going to do something really awkward, all right? I'm going to clean this camera because it's looking a little bit foggy. So let me do that. That's a lot better. All right, so in today's video, I actually wrote down some notes so that way I don't go all over the place because my mind is everywhere given the circumstances and the situations in life right now. So happy holidays for those of you who actually celebrate the holidays and things like that. So I think this needs to go back a little bit. The funny thing about live is you don't get to see how the camera actually looks until you go live. Isn't that awesome? Okay, that's good. I like that. So yeah, I got notes. I got everything, you guys. This is going to be a really cool, relaxed, mellow type of talk, type of discussion, okay? So those of you who are on your spiritual path, spiritual awakening, we have awakenings all the time. Spiritual journey, we're always on that, right? It's a state of consciousness. It's a state of awareness. It's not really like, oh, I'm going somewhere, or even it's not even really I'm experiencing something. When you're on a spiritual journey, it's not about, oh, I'm experiencing some type of spiritual journey. No, it's about tapping into that spiritual state of awareness, that state of consciousness. And when you're on that state of consciousness, then those synchronicities and those types of things start to occur. You get those type of spiritual experiences. So the spiritual journey is not necessarily going to be an actual like sequence of events. The spiritual journey is more so a state of awareness, a state of knowing, and a state of consciousness. And I especially think it's important for me as someone who intends to guide people and inspire people and pretty much lead by example and teach people what I've experienced in my life when it comes to spirituality. It's important for me to keep it real. It's important for me to really not have so much of the facade. There's so much now in social media. There's so much people, we live in an age of like almost Renaissance, the Renaissance time where you had people coming out and they were just, everyone knew how to juggle, or everyone knew how to do cards, or everyone had some type of talent. They had some type of thing that they did, whether it was acting, whether it's that Renaissance time. Those are the times that we're in right now, basically, okay? There's the similar star alignments that were occurring during that phase is occurring right now in today's time. So everyone's on social media. Everyone's trying to show their talents. Everyone's doing that, doing this. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. But at the same time, what that then causes is that causes confusion, and that basically it misleads people, because then you have people who are out here trying to be spiritual, people who are out here trying to give wisdom to people, and it might not necessarily be the right stuff. So I'm just here to give you guys the simple ways to love more. And as you come in, guys, make sure you also hit that like button. I noticed some weird stuff happening with my like button. I'll get it. Somebody will hit the like, and then after 2 minutes in the live, they'll take their like back. I'm all here for it. So feeling and creating more love in your life is going to be something that's going to assist you in, developing those simple ways of loving more inside of your life. Okay. So let's just start off with talking about the frequency of love itself. Okay. And the importance of love. Like, I know when you think about love, it's like, okay, there's this thing that we do where we kind of have to give to others, or others give it to us. But really, what is love? You don't need somebody else to feel love. You can feel love on your own, right? So love in itself is really it's also a state of awareness. It's you tapping into your spirituality. When you feel love, you feel a part of your soul, because, love is basically like the totality of a spiritual journey. So love is the totality of that state of awareness, right? Like I said, when we think about a spiritual journey, it's not necessarily going to be an actual journey that we're walking on in this life. It's more so about a state of awareness. Like, where is your level of consciousness? Where's your awareness? And love, the vibration of love and the essence of love, the feeling of love, and love in itself is the totality of that state of awareness, that state of consciousness. Okay. Hope I'm making sense to everyone. So the problem when it comes to, because it's important, I think we can all agree that it's important to have love into your life. If you have more love in your life, you're able to be happy during times of distress. If you have like the actual frequency of love, not the possessiveness of lust. Okay, I'm talking about the actual frequency of love. When you have that inside of your life, you actually have that ability to really, you have that ability to go ahead and connect more with your soul. So we understand the importance of having that on a spiritual journey. But in order to understand the simple steps of going more towards love and feeling love and letting love more inside of your life, we really have to first understand what gets in the way of love. What gets in the way of love on one's spiritual path? On that, your ability to connect with that spiritual awareness, or that spiritual state of consciousness. What gets in the way of doing that? The only thing standing in between you and your spiritual journey is going to be your mind. It's just going to be your mind. Because your mind has the ability to, it has some great powers. It has the ability to go ahead and think critical. It has critical thinking. Your mind has the ability to analyze a situation, to criticize a situation, and use its critical thinking in a situation, which is brilliant because we need that to survive inside of this world. However, when it actually comes to your spiritual awareness, and when it comes to you and your spiritual journey, having critical thinking and having overanalyzed something is what stands in the way of love. So your own mind is what stands in the way of your spiritual awareness. Okay? So, for example, if you go on a date with somebody and you're looking for love, you're looking for that feeling of love, or let's just say you want to fall in love. Love is something that's instant, right? It's something that doesn't have thoughts. It's just an instant knowing. You know what it is when you have love. You know it. It feels good. However, once your mind starts to analyze and criticize and be critical on that feeling of love, that's when doubts start to occur. So that's when you, sorry if you guys can hear that train in the back. So that's when you start to basically, when doubts start to occur, that's when you actually start to question your feeling of love. That's when you go ahead and you say, oh, I don't feel love. You're on that date with somebody and you're feeling love. But you're like, no, I can't feel love right now. This person might be this, they might be that. Analyze, criticize, analyze, criticize, analyze, criticize. The mind is what gets in the way of your ability to be in a loving vibration. Whether it's a loving experience, whether it's letting people love you, whether it's expressing your love to others, or whether it's just being in that state of awareness and that spiritual state of awareness of love, because love is the totality. It makes up a lot of your spiritual journey. What's going to get in the way of that is your mind. Critical thinking, analytical thinking creates judgment, which then creates doubts. So the best things you can do, because I said this live is going to be very simple. It's going to be very structured. I'm not going to go off course. The best steps that you can do to go ahead and practice feeling more love and allowing more love in your life. First thing you have to do, that's actually not even in my notes, that just came to my mind, is you have to learn how to tell your mind no, right? Because obviously when you tell your mind no, you have that capability of gaining more control over your mind, which does the critical thinking and the analytical thinking, which gets in the way of love. And when you tell your mind no, you also have the ability to have more you can be more strict on yourself. You can devote yourself and not give up on yourself when you tell your mind no. When you tell your mind no, you have more willpower. No, I'm not going to eat that piece of cake. I said I'm going to go completely vegan. Okay, you have to be able to tell your mind no in order to go vegan, because you're going to be wanting to eat eggs and all those things again. I'm going to feel more love in my life. Okay, you have to be able to tell your mind no, because your mind is going to want to take that away from you. You get what I'm saying, guys? Your mind is going to want to start to analyze and have critical thinking. So that's one thing that's not even on the notes that you got to make sure you have to do, is learn how to tell your mind no so that you can have a more better, you can be able to really have more constraint over what it is you want, the thoughts you want, the activities you want in your life. What type of life do you see yourself living? What kind of person do you want to be? If you want to be someone that exudes love, if you want to be someone that has more love to give and accepts love in their life, you have to gain control of your mind. And one of the ways to do that is to tell your mind no. All right. So there's 4 really important things here. First thing's going to be, it sounds so simple, you guys, but it's the key. The key is really simple in life. So the first thing you want to do is you want to practice gratitude, right? And what is gratitude? We know what gratitude is. So you want to be thankful. And you want to be thankful through your intentions, through your actions, and through your expression. So it's not just about, okay, I'm doing things that are making me be more grateful in life. It's about your actual intentions. Are you doing things to express how grateful you are, but then in your mind, you're having some type of recorded play of thoughts in your head that's doubting yourself or saying that you don't have enough and you're not grateful because you don't have enough? Focus on the things in life that you're grateful for. Because when you focus on the things in life that you don't have, it's going to affect your happiness. And in return, it's going to get into the way of you feeling more love in your life. Because bottom line, we live in a society, we live inside of a physical realm that forces us to really dive in deep into achievement, which is great. We have to dive in deep into achievement. We have to dive in deep into accomplishing your goals. And sometimes when you accomplish your goals in life, you feel great, and then you go for more, and then you go for more, but it's like a never-ending rat race, right? And when you accomplish your goals inside of life, there's all this like propaganda and all this influence to get people to achieve their goals in a certain way. And that has to deal with diving deep into your ego. You have to be aggressive. You have to be selfish. You have to be insensitive. You have to be greedy. You have to be, capitalism. Let's capitalize on everything. I need to capitalize on everything I do. I need to dive deep into egotistical ways in order to succeed. But in this physical realm, in this world, in our society, we have to accomplish things. Because if you don't accomplish things, then you're placed in this caste system of not fulfilling your life's purpose, which is supposedly to accomplish things in life, where no one else can actually tell you your life's purpose except for yourself, and your experiences that you have can tell you. But what happens when you don't accomplish the things that you want in life? What happens when you put in your effort and you just seem like you're getting nowhere? That's when you start to get ungrateful. That's when we start to get ungrateful. That's when we start to criticize. That's when we start to analyze. That's when our mind goes through different emotions. Self-sabotaging too, the way the society is set up. But if you don't feel gratitude, if you're not feeling thankful for things in life, you're not going to feel as much love, period. It's going to get in the way of you feeling love. So make sure some of the simple things you can do, guys, is go right ahead and write down all the things that you're thankful for in life. You can either write it down, or you can go as far as just having the intentions. I don't care if you're the most pessimistic person in the world. I don't care how much you doubt yourself. I don't doubt you. I don't care how much you doubt yourself. I don't care, because I don't doubt that. Like, I know that even if you doubt yourself a lot, even if you're really pessimistic, even if you're the most negative Nancy in the world, if you have those intentions of feeling more grateful and appreciative of things inside of your life, eventually those intentions will turn into your actual thoughts. And eventually it will turn into your actions. And eventually that will turn into the way you express yourself, which will be more love. If you're grateful for the things around you, you're happier. If you're happier, you feel more love in life. I'm just trying to simplify it and really make it simple. So gratitude is definitely something that's going to push you forward. It sounds so cliche. How many times does gratitude get watered down? How many times does gratitude get pushed into the category of cliche in this world? So many times. Yeah, I hear it all the time, be grateful. But it's the key. And the key is really simple. So that's one key. And there's one lock, but it's a little bit like you got to go through 3 different sets of keys and then enter the lock. Okay. Now, depending on how you do it, and doing it this way, yes. Another thing that you're going to want to do, remember, it's through intention, it's through action, and it's through expression. Intentions first, because if you have the intention, it's going to come through to your actions. If you have the actions, it's going to go through the way you express yourself. Then next we have compassion. I made videos about gratitude, compassion already. And what compassion does is it allows you to feel love for somebody else other than yourself. So now it's not about what you want. Now it's not about what makes you happy. Now you can actually put aside the difference between love and lust. It's not about your wants. It's not about your needs. It's about the compassion and the love that you feel for something else other than yourself. That's going to put you on the right path to allowing more love inside of your life. It's going to put you on the right path to allowing more love vibrations to come to you, because that's what you're expressing out as well. So compassion is a big thing. The next one is patience. These are all things that are very, very important. If you've ever gone through a spiritual awakening, or if you've ever gone through a moment in your life where you kind of just felt like you were at some type of euphoric state, where nothing can shake your happiness or your inner joy and pleasure. If you were ever at that moment, you'll notice these are some of the things that you're capable of doing very easily. Gratitude, compassion, patience. So when you're patient, you're getting further away from that egotistical way of living life. When you're patient, you're actually allowing yourself to let go of the experience of time. When you're patient, you're allowing yourself to forget time. And time is something that rules this physical realm. Time is something that keeps us trapped into the facade. So, guys, make sure you're patient. And then lastly, make sure that you actually go ahead and express kindness. I don't care how negative you are. I don't care how much of a pessimist you are. I don't care. I care, but I don't really, it doesn't matter, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter how negative you are. If you have gratitude just by intention, if you have compassion just by intention, if you have patience just by intention, I'm serious, one day it's going to come into fruition. If you're the most, I'm very impatient. If you're one of the most impatient people in the world, but every time you're impatient, you're like, your intention is like, wow, I didn't mean to be impatient. I know I can do better. I want to be more patient. Eventually, those thoughts is what's going to basically start up a new programming in your mind. So your mind's going to catch on to that. It's going to hear that repeating itself, as opposed to hurry up. You know what I mean? So through the intention, it's almost automatic that through the intention, then the action will occur, and then the expression will occur. It starts with the intention. Kindness. You can be the most hateful person in the world. Learn how to tell your mind no, unless you're a narcissist, okay, and it's just not capable or something like that. Learn how to tell your mind no. I don't like that people hate me. I don't like that I hate myself. I don't like how I act with other people. I don't like my bitterness. If that's you and you're able to acknowledge that you don't like that, and you clicked on this video because you want more love inside of your life, these steps, these things I'm saying, these are things that people are just going to just gloss over. People are going to be like, okay, what are you talking about? But if you were to actually go ahead and have the intention of spreading kindness inside of your life, it's going to start to create a ripple effect inside of your matrix system, where all of a sudden you're going to see more happier people. You're going to see more people that aren't going to make you irritable because you're capable of handling it. It's like a test. If you pass the test, it didn't irritate you, guess what? Now you're better at the game. Or it's like a video game, right? So you are on the hardest level now, and everything's making you impatient. Everything's making you bitter. Everything's making you not appreciate life. Everything's making you not have compassion in your heart. Everything's making you not able to feel kindness or spread that kindness. But you are able to tell your mind no. And now you've gone ahead and actually excelled. And life is nothing. Nothing can get on your nerves anymore to that extent, to where you lose touch of who you really are, which is someone that is only love, because the soul is love, okay? So it's really plain and simple. And then the final thing, this is like, if you can do this, you can even forget being grateful, kind, compassion, because that will come along. The final thing is going to be stillness. Sitting in stillness, sitting in meditation, meditating is so important. So, so, so important. I couldn't stress it enough. When you sit in stillness, you have a moment to observe. Not observing your outside world. You're still observing outside, even when you're in your mind. However, you're observing your thoughts inside of your head now. So now you're stuck with your thoughts when you meditate. That's why people can't meditate, because they sit there and all these things start to come into their head. All their ex girlfriend or boyfriend, what they ate last night, freak that damn person that cut them off in traffic. All these things start coming into your head when you meditate. That's why people don't like to meditate. That's why it's like we're so used to living a certain type of world that meditation is, and sitting in stillness is, it's not easy because we're in a fast-paced environment, right? So when you're actually sitting in that stillness, you're able to observe those thoughts and you're able to actually listen. And you're able to actually observe what is it that you're thinking about and why the hell are these thoughts that come into your head? Can I program myself to think something else? Because I'm sick and tired of hearing these thoughts. Why is it that I always think about my ex? Why is it that I always think about that dog that bit me when I was 2 years old? Does that have a direct impact on who I am today? Who's going to help you if you can't help yourself? Learn to tell your mind no. Sit in stillness. Listen to the thoughts that you're having. Take a moment to shut off all distractions. You're going to be distracted still. Your mind's going to distract the hell out of you. But at least you're able to sit there and look from the outside in. You're in your head, but you'll be able to listen to your thoughts as if you aren't a part of it. Because you're your own entity outside of this body and the mind. So when you sit in stillness and you meditate, you're capable of basically saying, wow, and observing those thoughts as the person that you are living to be in this physical realm, as opposed to who you really are. So you observe your thoughts as an observer, not as you. And when you really think about it, that's all that happens in life. You're observing things. You're observing things, you're experiencing things. But the person who's really, really watching the experience is not these eyes. It's not even eyes. It's that state of awareness. It's that state of consciousness, which is your soul, which is love. It's in that frequency of love because it has those similar characteristics of stillness, of patience, of contentment. So, long story short, it's really simple to express love, to allow more love inside of your life, but it all comes from your mind. The only thing getting in the way is not you, it's your mind. Is the only thing getting in the way of you and your ability to feel love. It's your mind. Being critical, being analytical is going to put a damper onto everything. That's it. That's a live. That's all it's about, guys. Very simple live, very simple notes. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things where when you actually do it, you'll see those changes happen inside of your life. When you actually sit there and observe your thoughts, and you sit there and you close your eyes, and all you see is like darkness, right? When you close your eyes, all you see is darkness. When you sit there and you say, I'm going to go meditate, you see darkness. But if you really, really, really observe, that's the key. Because when you observe, you'll notice that who is the one observing? Who is the one seeing everything? Is it this eye? No, because when you close your eyes, you can still see shit. When you close your eyes, you can still see images. You can still have dreams. Like, you can still do all of these different things. But even beyond that, there's somebody behind that, observing that. So I know it's like, whoa, what is going on? But these are the facts. And so that's going to be it, guys. I don't have anything else for you unless I go off topic. Let me see. Gail, you are always coming in with the love. Lovely Nubian queen. Much love to you. And Donnie goes in. Thank you so much for tuning in to this live. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything that they want me to talk about, even when it comes to society and what the hell's going on out there? I could talk about anything. I talk about the vaccines. I could talk about, I can talk about anything. But does anyone have any questions? Anything before I get off of here? Maybe something if you're having trouble on your spiritual path, or if you're having some type of trouble doing a certain thing that relates to spirituality, or even if you have a simple question about like astrology or anything, a number you see all the time, or animal you keep seeing, a bird, whatever, a color you're drawn to, I can answer any of those questions. So bring it in. And I hope that everyone who actually celebrates Christmas had a great Christmas and using it as a time to feel more love. Not necessarily as a time for greed, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really crazy. Like, I want to say, huh? What about it? Oh, okay. John just reminded me. My website, you guys, my website is really getting, I'm just going to say I had to be patient. I put up my website, it was working fine, and then something happened. So the person who helped me design my website didn't completely transfer, blah, 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 blah. It's really boring. But they didn't transfer completely the domain to my Wix account. It's on their Wix account instead. So if you actually go to my website, there's an error code right now, but it's a really simple problem to fix. It's just that it's the holidays time right now. So if you want to schedule a reading, or if you want to contact me, you're going to have to email me like before. And when my website comes back, I'll notify you guys, so you'll be able to schedule a reading through there. But it's not like the website's shut down. It's just not active right now. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, when it comes to some of the things that have been like on my mind a lot lately, it's been a lot of things that have to deal with the government and what's going on in the society right now. All the distractions, like all the things, you know, they're coming up with this new mutated, I can't say the, okay, actually, I can say the word virus. That's not a word that's going to get anything taken down, but the F word, the FLUE word, is what will actually get people's videos taken down for some reason. But they basically saying that there's a new strand that's out and about, where it started in England and all this stuff. But the craziest thing about it is they're not really talking about it here. So if you remember back then in, what was it? If you remember back then in when this thing first started, they weren't talking about it that much. When it was in China, they weren't talking about it a lot here. And then all of a sudden, boom, everybody else just, it was a big thing and everyone got shocked more. So I think that everything is a distraction. Long story short, I just think that everything is a distraction. You got people inside of England's shut down because there's this new mutated virus that's out. And America, when you look at the media, when you look at the news or something like that, you can't get away from the news and media. You go on to YouTube to log into your account. You go on to check your email and you still have to see politics and the news there. It's insane. So when you basically look at it, they're not talking about it, the new mutated virus. They're not even talking about it like that. And that's all just to distract people and to make them seem like nothing's going on so that they can just try to shock people more. I feel like that's what it's about. They're going to try and shock people more. That's all right. They're not talking about it like that. After the inauguration, maybe they will talk about it more after the inauguration. But I know that they ain't talking about it right now. And that's strange. And that's the same plan that they had before. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe it's just this time frame and the presidency and all that stuff. It's just so crazy, you know. It's just really crazy. Like there, you know, everything's so crazy right now. All of a sudden, they've put racism in the back burner again. When it's a big deal, there's all of these things that they want us to just sit there and fight amongst each other. I hate you, you hate me, just so we can be distracted from the real stuff that's happening, you know, just so we can be misleaded and distracted from what they're actually manipulating and what they're actually trying to do. I'm gonna just say it one more time before I get out of here. Do not let anybody put any needle with foreign substances inside of your body. The creators of this vaccine are going to be Johnson & Johnson, okay, Johnson & Johnson, the people who lost a lawsuit to making Johnson & Johnson baby powder, which had asbestos in it that caused ovarian cancers in tons of women till this day. And they did, it was a 20-year fight lawsuit and they lost it. But they didn't lose it because they admitted to it. They lost it because it got taken into laboratory and it got tested. And it turns out that there was asbestos inside of the baby powder. That is the creator of your vaccine. Why the freak would you put that inside of your body? That's the creator of your vaccine. Not your vaccine, but that's the creator. You have Bill Gates. What is he doing? He owns everything. What is his goal? Nobody knows his goal. He masks himself with being a a philanthropist. He masks himself with someone that cares for humanity. We already know how that goes. If people cared about if people in power cared about humanity, there wouldn't be as much poor people as there are in this world, period. There would not be countries that are still starving if people cared more about humanity, because there's too many filthy rich people. There's too many people that are way high up, that are trillionaires, billionaires, and there are still people who cannot eat food in certain countries. Let's just keep it real. You don't care about humanity. You're not a humanitarian. That is a mask for you to control humanity. That is a mask for you to do your job and your due diligence of, not due diligence, that's your call. Your calling is to be evil. That's your job, to go ahead and have a facade, have a mask. And then speaking of mask, another thing I was thinking about yesterday was how they have us wear masks on our face to go outside. And when you look at the symbolism behind that, it's like you're covering your mask. It's like you can't speak. It's like they want us to be silent. And when you look at what they do a lot inside of society right now, they try to silence us a lot. Like freedom of speech is something that's crazy on social media right now, because you can't even say the things you want to say. If anyone says anything remotely making sense or remotely to the truth, they're going to take that down. They're going to take that video down, or they're going to take your content down. Or sometimes they'll even throw in some random video of some lady saying the truth, or somebody saying the truth, and then they say, no, that's not the truth, just to go ahead and do some type of reverse psychology on you. Because the more confused we are, the more we run around trying to figure out, oh, what's next? Oh, what's next? Where are the answers? Is the more that we go ahead and give them the ability to keep doing what they're doing, because we're distracted with bullshit. We're distracted with bullshit. And that's what it comes down to. And the funniest thing is, when you actually go ahead and think about it, the best place you can get the truth from is yourself. Tap into your intuition, tap into your truth, your capabilities, and really sit back and watch some stuff. There's no way, like when you really think about it, the truth has been spilled out so many times. We've already been there. We've already said, why didn't they do something about the virus earlier? Why didn't they shut things down? I went over to the Gambia and I had to pass so many tests to show. I had to show my paper so many times to say that I tested negative. But on the way coming back into the United States, not just me and John, but the entire flight didn't have to get anything checked. They didn't check anything coming in, but they checked us going out. I mean, it's just all like, think of it like, the government is Saturn. Think of that as Saturn's going to be like that. It could even be an older brother, but Saturn's going to be like that it's not a father. It's like a grandpa. Saturn is just like that energy of, I need to go ahead and create systems to create order. I need to be in control. And the problem is there's so many of us. I don't think it's a problem, but the problem is there's so many of us that it's getting harder for them to control. So that's why depopulation is something that is on the agenda. You know what I mean? You really got to think about it. Really, really got to think about it. They make us feel bad for the things we do. Well, you guys shouldn't have went outside. You're the reason why. They might not say it right away, but I mean, they might not be obvious, but they'll say it. You guys are the reason why the virus is here. You guys didn't wear your mask. or you guys didn't do this, you guys didn't do that. It's like a controlling figure, you know what I'm saying? Like a really strict father or something like that. So it makes you feel like, okay, we did wrong. And then you throw race in there and you purposefully kill somebody and put your knee on their neck. Well, now I hate you. You did this wrong. I hate you. You did this wrong. I hate white people. I hate Black people. Let's fight amongst each other while these people are writing the script for their next major thing that they're going to do. Climate change. You know what I mean? How many people actually care about like Earth? There's a lot of people in society that actually care about Earth. There's a lot of people in society that actually do recycle. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in society that actually do care about Earth, and they don't want to see like anything bad happening. But when you really think about it, the things that are actually making the most emitting the most fumes and gases and problems inside of our atmosphere is from big corporations. It's not from us. It's from the bigger corporations. It's from the big factories. It's from you trying so hard to get gold out of the earth and steal the earth's minerals. It's from all of these things. You guys are the ones that are polluting the earth, not us. You guys are the ones that are doing it. Why? Because you guys are the ones that are capable of saying, hey, guess what? It's illegal everywhere to not recycle. Hey, guess what? We're not going to distribute paper that's made from cut down trees anymore. We're only going to distribute paper that's made from hemp. We are not capable of doing that. You guys are the one that are capable of doing that. Yeah, you guys are the one that are saying, we got to do better as a society. We got to do better as a society. Why do we need to feel bad when you're the one with the switch? I don't understand it. Why are you trying to make civilization feel bad when you're the one with the switch? That's what it really comes down to. You guys are the one with the switch. But you're making civilization feel bad and guilty. So what's the real deal here? I mean, this is all just, when they say pandemic, when they say all of these things, it's because we know what's up. We know this shit is a lie. We know it. I mean, even in my own personal life. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say that no one's passed away from it. I'm not going to go ahead and say that nobody has lost their life from it. But I will say that just in my family and John's family combined, I've had like probably 7 people in my family that actually caught it. None of them died. And a lot of them had pre-existing health issues. There's a couple of people in John's family that caught it and nobody died. And I think one of them has some pre-existing health issues. So how the frick is it that we are in getting these updates of 200,000, no 400,000, no 300,000, no 500,000. We're close to 1 million deaths. Shoot, by 2021, we should be basically depopulated as a civilization in America, right? But that's not happening. Everyone still has their family members, mostly. So what is the percentage of death really when it comes to this thing? It has to be like 1%. how serious is this shit for real? So I don't know, guys. I know I'm just babbling, but sometimes I just think to myself, what a mess, you know, and make sure that you are looking through your own eyes. Make sure that you are speaking. Make sure that you're filtering through the things that you hear. The things that are truth, that's the thing that you listen to. The things that are not truthful, that's the things that you ignore. There's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of propaganda. And the problem is there's so much propaganda now. Everyone can just make propaganda and post it. Any and everybody. So basically any problem that is here on Earth has something to do with the government trying to blame us for it, as opposed to themselves. And has to deal with the government wanting us to be chaotic and get out of control so that way they can have a reason to place new systems that will keep us creating more money for them. Because the more money they have, the more control. And sometimes I sit back and I think about it, and it's really sad. It's really, really sad. And it even makes me cry because, like, there really are, I know this world is yin and yang, so it's not going to change. It's negative and positive, this physical realm. But it's just crazy, like, how evil it is. Like, when you think about people starting organizations to say that they're funding, because when you think about, like, let's say, like food drives and like donation type of things, those are the easiest things to make scams out of, is donations. Because you sit there and you put out pictures or images that are going to make people feel guilty and make people feel sad as an individual. Like, oh my God, why am I not helping? Why am I sitting here eating this food while this child is really skinny and frail? Let me go donate my money there. But why aren't you helping? Last time I checked, you had billions. Last time I checked, you had the switch. Where is that money going through? It's been there since, like, I know since I was born in '93. They always had those little commercials and stuff like that. Out of that whole time, enough money should have been accumulated to make some changes. And absolutely not, no change has been done, especially in third world countries, especially in Africa. So what the fuck is really up? Excuse my language, guys. What the hell is really going on? Yeah, so it's all just a trap. And I know this whole video was about finding more ways to love, and I broke it down and made it really simple. These type of things actually that I just talked about will make you want to love more. Will make you want to get into that vibration more, because you know that there's more to your existence than this physical realm. Like, this physical realm is basically just a test center. It's just for you to travel through the experience and travel through time here. You know, because we all have to go someday, right? So we're just traveling through this experience, and we're going to go, and then we go, and we're not really gone, but then we go and we transition to another wavelength. Okay. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I waited and see if you guys had any questions. Let me just go through the comments one more time. I know I haven't been on YouTube as much as I usually am. Usually I make like a video every 2 days, but I needed some time. Let's see. Very strange. They don't know what Trump's going to do, so they are trying to keep people calm. Who's they? They know what he's going to do. They know how everything's going to turn out. Global Green. Oh no, that's not Global Green Book. Who is that? Okay. No to the capped American super serum. It is a super serum. It's a science experiment. It's a science experiment. Honestly, America, when you look at the astrological predictions for America for the next 18 years, America is going to be like, their security is going to get so much more intrusive. And I know it's already intrusive, right? We have like these cell phones that watch us. We have like the laptop that watches us. It has speakers. You know, you'll be talking about how much you want to eat apples. And then the next thing you know, as soon as you go onto your computer or onto any social media outlet, you'll see an ad for apples. It's like, really? You know what I'm saying? That's not a coincidence. They actually are picking up on keywords that we're saying. So these devices are on. I don't know if you guys, how many of y'all actually have Apple phones, but I think the most strangest and scariest thing with my Apple phone is when my phone dies, if I put it on the charger, as soon as it gets just enough juice to turn on, it turns on. It doesn't like just charge and then turn on when I make it turn on. It just turns on automatically. Like the more intrusive, the better it is for them to gain control. Because if they know how we think, if they know what we're saying, if they know what we're doing, then that's their statistics. They can see what are people most likely to do. What are people, the mass of society, talking about the most right now? What are they thinking about the pandemic? What are their thoughts on the pandemic when they're home, in their own homes, in the privacy of their own homes? And then they want to put a chip inside of your head, right? They want to put a chip inside of you so that they can actually be able to pick up on what you're thinking too. The more intrusive the security gets, the more systematic and the more systems and the more controls that are going to come into our society. So whenever you see these things happening where things are getting more intrusive, all of a sudden it's not freedom of speech. All of a sudden you can't just say words now because it's misinformation. I can't say words because it's considered misinformation. Yet you can spread misinformation 24/7 on a news outlet. You know what I'm saying? Because you're acting like you don't know the cure and you don't know how to help this stuff. When you do, because there's an entire planet with nothing but resources to tackle anything that has FLUE symptoms. And anything that goes to your lungs and attacks your lungs, there's a whole abundant amount of herbs that actually tackle those problems. So anyways, America is gonna, I mean, there's so much, guys, that I just can't even like talk about, like, honestly. Let them raid this stream raid. I don't think they're gonna care too much about this stream, honestly, but if we keep just not standing up for like our rights and stuff, they'll get more intrusive because they're seeing like, how much can we push them? How much can they get away with? You know what I'm saying? And even with that, like if you stand up for your rights and you stand up for what you believe in, then what ends up happening is it's not like actual change might happen, is really rare when actual change happens. What ends up happening is it's just chaos. And then people start to disagree and people start to just say this world's horrible. And then they just start to fight amongst themselves. And it's just like, okay, they're fighting, great. You know what I'm saying? Write the script. They create the problem, get rich, then blame us for the problem. Yes, intentionally. They intentionally create the problem so that they can get rich and then blame us for the problem. Exactly. They intentionally create the problem. The problem causes them to get rich because like even during the whole lockdown, during the entire lockdown, you have Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla. You have Bill Gates, and then you also have the owner of Amazon. Those three altogether accumulated $1 trillion. Yet there's still people starving in the world. Those three, it's not even funny, but those three altogether accumulated $1 trillion because of their investments and because of obviously Amazon being considered essential. Meanwhile, everybody else, oh, we're not important, we're not essential, so we don't get to actually go outside and breathe air. We don't get to actually go outside and feel the sun. We don't get to travel. We don't get to live our life. Like we basically have to live a more miserable lifestyle and still chase that money and dive into our ego and stuff like that. So it's bad. I'll just say that it's bad. Thank you. Yes, please hit that like button. Donnie goes in coming in with the I'm liking what you're saying here. They cause the damage, get rich, then want to charge us for the solution, which then creates a whole new problem, which they want to charge us again for the solution and blame us for the problem. And that's very true. It's a cycle, circles, never-ending circles. It's almost like a pyramid scheme. It's like how you have that pyramid and then you have that eye at the top, the all-seeing eye. It's like the only person that benefits on that pyramid is that person that sees everything, that oversees everything, that oversees the truth, that knows the truth. They know what the solution is for the problem, but they then kind of project it onto us as if we need to come up with that psychologically, mentally, and subconsciously. They project it onto us, and then we feel like we need to come up with a solution when really it's their job to come up with that solution. And if we want to come up with a solution, the least you guys can do is listen, but they don't listen either. So it's a really, really, really a mental thing. And it cycles. And just with that pyramid scheme, the only person that benefits on a pyramid scheme is the person on the top. And when you think about our society right now, we only have like 6 major companies that are on the top. That's why you got to find the finer things in life. And that's why you got to find your purpose here. And that's why you also have to understand that this is just an experience and there's someone inside of you. There's your soul is actually observing everything that's happening. It's like an onion and you got to peel back the layers, right? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that I could help assist you into bringing more love into your life, making sure you tell your mind no so that you can have more self-control over everything, okay? Making sure that you sit in stillness so that way you're able to observe your thoughts and observe what comes up inside of your head and understand that you're actually the observer. The real you is not this body. The real you is not your thoughts. Your thoughts, no, that's not you. The real you is the person that's just listening. That's the real you. And you're not disconnected from that. You're always connected to that, but you're distracted and you're used to living in the coat, living in the cover, as opposed to living in your true self, in your soul. But if you keep that connection with your soul, you will find that you're more, it's easier for you to have gratitude. It's easier for you to be patient. It's easier for you to understand things on a spiritual aspect. And it's easier for you to tap into that frequency of love. And more importantly, unconditional love. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. More content to come. I'm going to try and post a little bit more next week. Website is temporarily shut down. So if you want to do any readings, just contact me through email. Okay. All right. So thank you guys so much. Much love and blessings to you. Peace, family. Peace, Donnie goes in. Peace, lovely Nubian queen. I'm happy you enjoyed it. Gail Lockett, thank you so much. Love you guys. And I'll see you all inside of my next video. Okay. Bye-bye and much love to you.